Okay, for instance, you'll see a guy headlining at the Spear. They probably be getting a couple of $1 million. But you'll see a guy on the undercard of a big show probably making more money than that guy.
Floyd, I saw a thing this morning, him talking about keeping his money clean, stuffing hundreds of thousands of dollars in a plastic bag. These guys don't need money. A lot of times when you get these great champions fighting well past their prime, it's to make cash.
Terence Crawford will whoop his ass. He would beat Floyd Mayweather. I'm telling you right now, he will beat Floyd Mayweather too.
Terence Crawford calls out Floyd Mayweather for chasing fights only when there's money on the table. Crawford bluntly says he has zero interest in fighting Floyd and never even thought about it. To him, these so-called matchups aren't about proving greatness. They're about selling hype and stacking cash. In Crawford's view, Floyd isn't chasing competition anymore. He's chasing paydays through exhibition fights. He makes it clear, Mayweather had his era, but that time is over. Now it's Crawford's era, and he refuses to let Floyd's money-hungry demands drag him away from the legacy he's already building in boxing.
But I know how you is. You be sizing niggas up, bro. Keep it a stack. Did you in your head size up Floyd? Like, you know what I'm saying? If we was ever, keep it real, boss. Keep it real.
I'm never that type of guy. I think that's some grimy shit. Always been happy for him, been a fan of his, and I never imagined us fighting. Yeah. I never looked at him like, man, I know I'll be this.
But you capping, bro. I never thought like fantasy fight me versus Floyd. Nah.
Never. I never just was with a person and looked at him like, man, I'll beat his ass. Never. That's some hating type shit to me.
Like plotting.
I ain't never been that type of person ever.
Critics say Floyd Mayweather's recent boxing cameos aren't about legacy at all. They're about money. Once praised as the defensive genius with an undefeated record, Floyd has shifted to meaningless exhibitions that cash in big but add nothing to the sport. Analysts point out how he constantly flaunts his wealth, proving he doesn't even need the fights, yet he still takes them. For many, this is proof that Floyd's post-retirement career is no longer about greatness. It's about chasing paychecks, and fans feel betrayed watching his legend turn into a money show.
Floyd, I saw a thing this morning, him talking about keeping his money clean, stuffing hundreds of thousands of dollars in a plastic bag. These guys don't need money. A lot of times when you get these great champions fighting well past their prime, it's to make cash. We see it a lot. These two don't seem to need the money. So I don't understand the need to do this. When talked about it, Mike Tyson said, I still can't believe Floyd wants to really do this. It's going to be detrimental to his health, but he wants to do it. So it's signed and it's happening. Hey, when Mike fought Jake Paul, a lot was made of him being 58 years old. He's in tremendous shape. I mean, I saw him, and even in there, right, he couldn't get going at the rate that he expected. But early, he was fighting like Mike Tyson. Floyd Mayweather's much younger, but he's so much smaller. So I get why Mike is like, yo, I don't know what this dude wants to do. Because there was a world where no one would ever thought that those guys would end up in the ring together. And again, they don't need money. I imagine, though, it's going to be a boatload of money.
Ex-champ Timothy Bradley doesn't hold back when talking about Crawford versus Mayweather. He claims Floyd always struggled against southpaws and that Crawford's all-around style would destroy him. Bradley says Crawford's switch-hitting, perfect timing, and adaptability are things Floyd simply couldn't handle. He even dismisses Floyd's untouchable reputation, arguing Crawford's aggressive skill set would break through that so-called defense. Bradley goes as far as saying Mayweather isn't even that great when faced with fighters like Crawford, throwing gasoline on the fire of this already heated debate.
Oh, absolutely. But Terence Crawford will whoop his ass. He would beat Floyd Mayweather. I'm telling you right now, he will beat Floyd Mayweather too. He will beat him too. He got everything it takes to beat Floyd. Floyd struggled in the first half against Zab Judah. Zab Judah, a damn terrific fighter, but he ain't no damn Terence Crawford. Especially from the southpaw position. Floyd didn't like fighting southpaws. Floyd reached with that right hand. You think he gonna reach against one of the best back foot counter punches in the game? He gonna reach with that right hand against Crawford? He gonna get slept reaching with that backhand, the way he reaches with that. That level change backhand he throws too? No, man, that pull jab he does too, that ain't gonna work. That is not gonna work. Floyd got a 72-inch reach. Yeah, he had quickness, fast reflexes. However, Crawford got all of that too. He got all of that too. And he got a 75-inch reach. Great counter puncher. Can concentrate all night. Can put pressure on Floyd. He can even invite Floyd in. Yep. I noticed. Floyd's not having success. He started to step on the gas. That's what he do. And he gonna run into problems with Crawford because Crawford hits harder than him. Crawford hits harder than him. Crawford is the most complete fighter that I've ever witnessed in real life.
Not everyone agrees with the Crawford hype. Some analysts argue it's unfair to even compare him to Floyd Mayweather. They point out Floyd's resume is stacked with legendary names, while Crawford hasn't faced the same elite level across his career. According to this side, the comparison just doesn't add up. They stress Mayweather's legacy is already set in stone, while Crawford is still building his case. To them, it's way too early to put him on Floyd's pedestal, no matter how impressive his recent victories are.
Everybody acting like Bud is the second coming of Mayweather. Y'all got the game fucked up. Mayweather actually didn't get hit. Bud gets hit by dudes that, like, who on Bud's resume is an equivalent of someone on Floyd's resume? So that's it right there. You know what I'm saying? Like, Floyd not getting hit by elites, Bud getting hit by non-elites, and somehow y'all think Canelo not about to touch him.
Boxing commentator Showbiz the Adult dropped a bombshell take, saying Crawford deserves to rank above Mayweather for one key reason. He highlighted Crawford's gutsy win over Canelo Alvarez, something Floyd would have never risked. Showbiz points out that Crawford moved up in weight and faced a dangerous opponent in his prime, while Floyd carefully picked opponents and controlled the timing of his fights. That risk factor, according to him, pushes Crawford's legacy beyond Floyd's safe and calculated career, challenging the idea that Mayweather is untouchable.
Why is Terence "Bud" Crawford greater than Floyd Mayweather? Or better than Floyd Mayweather? Greater is a little bit different. Greater is impact, resume, all that shit, but better. Terence "Bud" Crawford, after what he did last night, is better than Floyd Mayweather because there is no way Floyd Mayweather would attempt to do that crazy shit. See, that's the insane Sugar Ray Leonard versus Marvelous Marvin Hagler after being gone for 5 years type shit. Never being at middleweight, first fight at middleweight, being against Marvelous Marvin Hagler. Terence "Bud" Crawford never been on middleweight shit. The most he's been is super welterweight, and he was only there once. And he's fighting at 168 against one of the greatest super middleweights of all time, one of the greatest middleweights of all time, pound for pound, one of the greatest fighters of all time, reigning undisputed champion at super middleweight. That is unheard of, and that's something that Floyd Mayweather wouldn't even attempt to do.
Terence Crawford himself is sick of being constantly compared to Mayweather. He said flat out that he doesn't want to fight Floyd and never even considered it. Crawford makes it clear Mayweather had his time in a different era, but this era belongs to him. Instead of fans looking backward, he wants them to appreciate what he's accomplishing now. He respects Floyd's legacy, but he says the obsession with comparing the two is unfair since Floyd is retired and past his prime, while he's still building dominance.
Everyone is going to start making comparisons with your legacy to Floyd Mayweather. How do you feel you compare with Floyd with the resume you have now?
Listen, Floyd was the greatest in his era. I'm the greatest in my era. It ain't no need to compare me to Floyd or Floyd to me.
You talk the talk and you sure walk the walk. Your confidence and aura is on another level. Could we see a run as a light heavyweight?
Nah. We ain't going out that much.
Now,
Danny Garcia, who's battled top names himself, refused to pick a winner between Mayweather and Crawford. Instead, he gave a diplomatic answer, saying the fight would probably end in a draw. Garcia explained that Floyd's defense and Crawford's offensive adaptability could cancel each other out. His neutral stance shows how much respect both fighters command. Garcia believes their talents are so evenly matched that even in a fantasy fight, there'd be no clear winner, adding another layer to the fiery debate between fans.
Crawford has the tools to beat him. He has the long arms. He switches lefty and righty, but Floyd was pinpoint accuracy, tremendous defense. I just think whoever at 147, that's tough. I don't know. A draw.
Okay, what about Oscar De La Hoya and Crawford at 54?
Oh man, Oscar was a hell of a fighter, man. I think they could beat each other, to be honest. I think Oscar could beat him. Oscar's a hell of a fighter. He got great jab, good footwork. Oscar was a tremendous fighter. I feel like people really overlook his resume. He's an Olympic gold medalist. That's the hardest thing probably to get. It's harder than the world title.
Shane Mosley sees it differently. He thinks Floyd Mayweather's size would doom him against Crawford. Mosley argues Floyd, while brilliant technically, is simply too small to deal with Crawford's power, reach, and versatility. He says Crawford's ability to switch stances and use his natural size would neutralize Floyd's famous defense. To Mosley, that's the key difference. Mayweather looked great against fighters his own size, but against a naturally bigger and stronger Crawford, the gap would be too much to survive.
Even though I've got serious personal differences with Terence Crawford, and I have ethical issues with Terence Crawford in the way that he negotiated certain things and certain things went down. However, at this point in his career, and I really believe since he's at 135 pounds, there's no questioning the greatness and how terrific a fighter he is. So after he beats Canelo Alvarez and becomes the undisputed champion in his third weight division, people start asking the question of whether or not he's better than Floyd Mayweather Jr. And I think that is a fair question. And the reason that I say that is because they're the same size. They're the same size. They fought by and large in the same weight classes, and dominated right after one another. Really, there was the period of Andre Ward in between them. I would love to throw Andre Ward in the conversation, but I don't think that the comparison is as clean and easy to make between Terence Crawford and Andre Ward as it is between Terence Crawford and Floyd Mayweather Jr. Just again, because of the similarity in the weight classes that they fought in. So when Shane Mosley chimed in and talked about the two, my ears perked up. Perked up because if you recall, Shane Mosley was the one that gave Floyd Mayweather Jr. his most dangerous fight, without a doubt. His most dangerous fight, the one where Shane Mosley landed on Floyd Mayweather 2 times and rocked him in the first round. Shane was an older fighter. Floyd bared down and won the fight.
Showbiz the Adult also gave a more balanced take on the comparisons. He admitted Crawford's win over Canelo sparked debates about his legacy being equal or even greater than Floyd's, but he warned against oversimplifying the issue. According to him, one fight can't define the entire debate. Mayweather's decades of dominance, consistency, and the quality of opposition still matter. Showbiz says Crawford's greatness is undeniable, but Floyd's established legacy cannot just be dismissed. In his eyes, it's a deeper conversation than fans make it out to be.
Not add a heavyweight to my Mount Rushmore. My Mount Rushmore is best boxers. Greatest is different. Greatest is impact. Now you're talking Floyd Mayweather, you're talking Floyd, Muhammad Ali, you're talking, all those guys, Sugar Ray Robinson, everybody. But this is best. And sadly, when it comes to the heavyweight division, just by nature, the little guys are the better guys, okay? Not only are they better skill-wise, they have more opportunity to do greater things because they're small. They could go up weight classes. They can kind of test themselves more. The heavyweight division is at the top of the mountain. All right. So they're the badasses of the badasses. You kind of go up to them, but they can't push themselves up much more except for within their weight classes. They fight a very big guy or whatnot, like Usyk did with Tyson Fury.
Trainer Stephen "Breadman" Edwards had no patience for the endless Mayweather versus Crawford talk. He told fans and media to stop forcing comparisons and just enjoy what Crawford has accomplished. Breadman said Crawford's win over Canelo was a once-in-a-lifetime achievement that deserves celebration on its own. He criticized the childish habit of dragging Floyd's name into everything, saying Mayweather is retired and irrelevant now. Instead, fans should focus on Crawford's brilliance and give him the credit he deserves without overshadowing it with old debates.
To Floyd?
You know, man, I don't really want to compare him right now, Hans, if we seeing everything that's going on with Floyd and Roy. You know what I mean? And, you know, they competitive guys. Next thing you know, Bud and Floyd to be mad at each other, man, and wanting to fight because people is like putting them against each other. Let's just enjoy the moment. I don't know. It's a close fight. You know, it's things Floyd do better. It's things that Bud do better. But I'd rather not say, because I'm not going to just lie and just say nothing, like, and make up something just to, I got my opinion on, you know, how the fights will go. And, you know, but I think we should just let the man enjoy his great moment. He's a great fighter. And I see a lot of immature stuff, and I don't like the way things is going with Floyd and Roy. They two guys that a lot of the younger guys look up to, and they taking shots at each other in the media because of the who's better and all that kind of stuff. So, you know, I just want to see Bud enjoy his moment. And, you know, unfortunately, they didn't fight. You know, they could have made, they kind of two different eras, though. Even though they was fighting at the same time, Floyd kind of was doing his different thing over there with PBC, and Bud's a lot young, about 10 years younger than him. So it didn't happen, and we got to just live with it. You know what I mean?
The boxing world remains completely split on the issue. Many fans argue Crawford would beat Floyd because of the bigger risks he's taken, especially moving up to conquer Canelo Alvarez. But others say Mayweather's undefeated record and defensive genius can't be ignored. The truth may be that both fighters are great, just in different ways. They represent different eras and different mentalities in boxing. The never-ending debate only proves how massive their impact has been, with both leaving legacies that fans can't stop fighting over.
Terence Crawford's gonna win. I used to think that the size difference was too much. That Canelo Alvarez was like, man, how are they gonna do this? He's 168, Terence Crawford's 147. But seeing what I've seen from Canelo Alvarez and seeing what I've seen from Terence Crawford, and while Terence Crawford didn't look great in his last fight, he looked awesome against Errol Spence. But to me, Terence Crawford is as good as they come. He's another all-time great. He's a legend. He's one of the best that I've seen from a pound-for-pound standpoint. But to me, Terence Crawford, he's older, but a lot less wear and tear. He turned pro in 2008, but he has 41 fights to his name. Canelo Alvarez is 63. Canelo Alvarez also has taken more shots, has been in more wars, quote unquote, whereas Terence Crawford was just beating everybody's ass for a very long time. And almost all of his fights have been one-sided. And two, I think Terence Crawford's going to beat him in September. I don't know how, but I think he's going to win.
Crawford's win over Canelo Alvarez is now seen as the moment that sealed his greatness. Jumping 2 weight classes to fight one of the most dominant champions alive was a huge gamble. But Crawford handled it with ice-cold precision. That fight proved he's not just skilled but fearless, willing to take risks most fighters would never touch. Analysts say this victory elevated him into the all-time greats conversation. For Crawford, it wasn't just another win. It was the defining statement of his career and legacy.
After Terence Crawford defeated Saul Canelo Alvarez to become the new undisputed super middleweight champion and achieving GOAT status of his era, a lot of people are wondering now, what could be the next step for Terence Crawford? And to be honest with you, there's a couple options. The great man himself did state a move to middleweight division could be his next step. And of course, a certain someone caught wind of this. With this interview, Joanna Beck posted this with 2 emojis with a thumbs up and an A-OK. And to be honest with you guys, I would love this matchup here. I mean, Joanna Beck is one of the most feared and avoided boxers in the entire game today. And look, stylistically, this could be an absolute epic matchup. I mean, the boxing IQ and thunderous power in Joanna Beck versus the GOAT himself. Who wouldn't want to see that? But of course, there are rumors that Carlos Adames could be Joanna Beck's next opponent. And that could be a huge unification to see who's the top dog at 160. But after that, who knows, man? And of course, the next option could be the rematch between Saul Canelo Alvarez. And for me, I would absolutely love to see this. I mean, the first time round was absolutely amazing to see Terence Crawford achieve greatness. But to do it again, guys, who wouldn't want to see this? And to be honest with you, it could be even bigger than the first time round. Or option 3, in my opinion, could be retirement. I mean, what he's achieved in the game is absolutely unbelievable. Undisputed, not once, not twice, but 3 times. And defeating the guy, the man himself, Saul Canelo Alvarez, to achieve that. What more is there to achieve at this point right now, guys, honestly? But look, knowing Bud, I'm pretty sure retirement is out of the question. Well, at least for now. But after what he's achieved, no one can question what he decides to do next. And look, guys, for me, even if his next move is to go to middleweight, best believe I'll be there to watch it, guys. But guys, what's your thoughts about all this? And what do you think Terence Crawford should do next? Let me know.